So here's the deal. I want to talk to you about net job loss from automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all of the other terms that all say machines are going to get better than humans at tasks very soon, if they're not already. There are some people who believe that the changes we're about to see are no different than the agricultural or industrial revolutions. There are many more who believe that it is, and this time is different, and the result will be net job loss in the millions and in the next decade or so. There's a few important points on this. One is it's going to affect everyone. This is not a blue-collar problem. This is not a poor person problem. This is an everyone problem. Whether you're conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, white, black, brown, it does not matter. This is going to have an impact on virtually every sector of our economy, and we need to be thinking about it in those terms. Let me rewind for a second and explain who we are and why we're talking about this. My name is Michael Solomon, and along with my longtime business partner, Rashawn Blumberg, we have spent our entire career working in the music industry. It's been a pleasure. However, technology came along and completely disrupted the recorded music business. The technology was not bad. In fact, it's made life much better for consumers and more music is being consumed than ever, but it wreaked havoc on the industry, and the result was that many of those people who lost jobs had to go to other sectors to find employment. Our solution to that downturn was to start a second company called 10X Management, where we work with very high-level freelance tech professionals and help them find and vet engagements. This has been great and put us squarely in the technology industry. We've learned a ton, and as a result of that, we're reading about what's coming down the line all the time. Now, for the second time, we find ourselves facing down massive changes again. This time, not for one industry, but for all of them. We don't feel we can stand by and watch idly while this happens. We need to work together, and we need to make some noise so that everybody starts paying attention to this topic. We need an inconvenient truth moment for net job loss. We've been reading about this topic for a little while, but what really pushed us over the edge and caused us to get involved and take some action was in April of this year, 2017, the same week two things happened. One, the Treasury Secretary of the United States, Steven Mnuchin, said that net job loss was not on the government's radar, they were not giving it a second thought, and they believed it was 50 to 100 years away. That same week, PricewaterhouseCoopers released a study saying that the US was least prepared of any country for the changes in technology and automation that were coming, and that we were likely to see 38% of jobs lost in the next 15 years. That is an incredibly alarming statistic. That would lead to unemployment like has never existed in the history of our country. Don't know if that prediction is correct, and we're not saying it is, but we do know that this is going to happen, and the size of it is irrelevant. We only know that we need to prepare, and we need to think about what we're going to do about it. We're focused on trying to find solutions to two problems. The first problem is, how do we keep people out of poverty when there's no longer jobs for them? That's a pretty big one and really important. The second one is, what will people do with their time, talent, and energy when there's no longer work for them? How will they spend their days? Bonbons and TV might be fun for a little while, but I don't think that's a way to have a meaningful life. Once we have all of our best and brightest minds trying to solve this, I'm confident that solutions will be forthcoming. The only way that we know to cause that to happen is to get our friends, family, networks, neighbors, colleagues, and the media focused extensively on this topic so that our policymakers will invest toward it. So what do we need? We need your help. We need you to help spread the word about this by every means available. You'll find resources on the topic so that you can read about the various perspectives. You'll also find a petition to let our policymakers know that we care about this and we want them to be planning for it, and that we don't believe it's 50 to 100 years away. So to sum it all up, it feels like we're standing on the deck of the Titanic, and there's a few of us looking out and seeing an iceberg. And unfortunately, most of the passengers, the crew, and the captain have no idea it's there. If we don't collectively bring their attention to the fact and find a way to turn the ship, well, we know how that story ends, so let's avoid that. We need to work together like people have never worked together before, and I believe, with your help, we can do that. Thanks a lot.